I'd like to go back to Castlevania Portrait of Ruin, where today I'm clambering up this rather wickety-wonkety pillar, taking a lot of damage because I'm gonna go down afterwards anyway. So, Nation of Fools is effectively the same esque environment in 4 different orientations. Enemies aren't affected by the orientation, so to speak. They will walk on the walls and the ceilings, and it makes for a very interesting environment. Also, in that giant, spooky black hole that seems to have no rhyme or reason to be here, and probably never gets... Look at all those debris, all those parallax scrollings happening. Man, that's spooky. Also, for some reason, carnival music. I don't know why. I can understand, like, a carnival's a nation of fools, but... You go down into a town that has 4 different towns. I don't even know. It's a very dynamic level, I guess. Ah, harpies. You'll get your comeuppance someday. All of the comeuppance. And then you will pay the ultimate price, $2.25 on a $2 ticket. So yeah, I kind of like Nations of Fools' attempt, though, to have the same environment in several different directions. It's an interesting concept. You know, because usually when they do that, they don't play around with it, or it's only upside down. I guess because sideways is kind of a funky direction. Oh man, everything's going sideways. I like these areas where you can see that gravity is distorted in such an odd fashion that the buildings themselves don't know what to do anymore. Like, okay, I understand gravity's kind of funking off, but I know what. Look at that. He's just walking on the wall. Walking on the wall like it ain't no thing. It's like, oh, I'm just walking on the wall. Being a cool guy. What a swell fellow. Ba-ba-dup, ba-ba-dup, ba-ba-dup. Dancer's blouse, pretty good. That's 6 defense and 1. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. She doesn't need a physical attack. She'll mostly be doing magic spells anyway. I love the little bing-ding in the background. It adds a nice touch. Yeah, I don't lose anything here. I lose some strength and constitution, but strength and constitution contribute to my attack and my defense, and neither of those went down, so... Why the frickety frack not? So weird, man. I don't even want to know how they did this. Though considering that the DS supports the vast majority of rotations and scalings. Who knows? I do wonder if those enemies have a different kind of AI. How they function. Are they distinct enemies because of their directioning? Does the game have an internal system that allows you to change the gravity for individual objects? Or, and this is just me being frisky, they're just rotated enemies. Like, their Y-axis has literally been turned in about 90 degrees. Yeah, I'm go over here because I missed a square on my map, and I'm not leaving until I have all the squares. Like Hollywood squares. I don't know why, but I don't think Killer Clown is gonna be in a Let's Play. Oh man! I think it's kind of wonky that IGvania and the ukulele guys managed to get their money so quickly. Because all things considered, not a lot of people even know what those games are or who those people are. So that's all aging hipster money, so to speak. Ba-ba-dup! Ba-ba-dup! Do, 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 do. One problem with Nation of Fools, though, is that it is essentially the same environment several times. The enemies are mostly the same. You got the killer clown. Although I don't think that the hanging skeletons appear anywhere but the bottommost area. You got the same enemies most of the time. Some enemies just move freely on surfaces anyway. I wonder how those work, but... yeah, it's not a lot of enemy variety in this area, which is alright, I guess, but... when you go through several of the exact same area, it pops forward a bit more. It becomes a bit more obvious that you're using the same stuff again and again. Also, at the beginning of this video, or shortly before the beginning of this video, I actually went over to that area and I leveled up once I left the save room, so that's kind of funny. It's a hilarious joke. Ba-ba-dup! 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 Look at all these sideway Medusa heads. They're a lot less troublesome when you just have a surface you can walk on. Which I guess is supposed to go with the theme of that you're technically sideways. Or you're supposed to be sideways, you just don't give a damn. You're like, whatever! You're gonna have your sideways fun. Or am I the sideways man? And just slam this piano. Break this piano on your head. And he's like, no! I've been hit upside the head with a piano. That ain't comfortable. I could just watch your video and you wouldn't even know. I gotta already... what the... oh. Oh. Man. We're halfway through the video and it feels just as long as the other one. Am I just susceptible to relative time periods instead of absolute ones? Like, I'm like, oh man, I'm only halfway. It's only like a 2-minute video, but I'm only halfway. On the plus side, they do the side things stuff well. You do get the idea that the level was supposed to be played in another orientation, and Jonathan and Charlotte are just like, whatever. Although a few enemies, like the White Dragon, don't obey conventions. The White Dragon's always, he moves horizontally, which means it's kind of awkward to see him stuck to the ceiling of all places. But you know what I mean. It's just kind of like, it's just a nice idea, it's a good execution. I get a delicious caviar. I also picked up a carbonara. Oh, I would. Oh yeah. Great delicacies. There are 3 great delicacies in the game, and that's one of them. It's pretty neat to have that little thing in there. Little consistency. I think they are foie gras, caviar, and there's one more. Because I think this actually has a unique page. It does. Castlevania Wikia. Great delicacy. Truffle! Truffle, foie gras, and caviar. So yeah. I would kill for spaghetti carbonara. That stuff is delicious. Like, that stuff is just a nice creamy sauce with ham and bacon and ooh. You could wake me up for that at 2 at night and I would kiss you if it's a good one. A little bacon bits. Ooh, and it goes. I don't know. I still think it should be linguine, not spaghetti. Because with the linguine, you get that better... you can focus on the sauce because you don't have those big strands everywhere. I don't get this at all. Why do we need a volcano for? Also, I show 1,000 blades. Apparently, they say that if you use 1,000's blade while the other person is already out, you do more damage. I don't know. Doesn't seem like it to me, but whatever. I'm not the expert. Oh, my tummy growls. I think I'm ready for dinner. Maybe I'll eat a little... maybe I won't take a snack, and then I'll just eat a lot more during dinner. That's always a fun thing to do. Touch and pop. I have no idea what that is. Yeah. Usually, I don't eat before I order from Domino's, so I can also take a cheesy bread. No, I can't find any touch and pop. It's probably some sort of Japanese thing. Critical move! You'll never use these. For one, they're kind of finicky to pull off, and second, they're not that useful. Generally speaking, your regular attacks can take care of the works. I think there's a few weapons where it's useful. I should have gone to the right because there's a warp zone there. But hey, I'm not complaining. The funny thing is, when I'm hungry, I'm really just thirsty, but the water doesn't stay. Somewhere through here, I answer someone's post. I think it's Skype or something. Anyway, I answer someone's call, and I forget that I was doing this. It's kind of dumb. As you can see, it's pretty finicky because it takes me a couple of tries to pull them off. And they're also not that great. If you heard that, forget what you heard. Oh man, it's upside down land. I don't know. For some reason, the sideways ones are more difficult. If you ask me. Boop, 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 boop. Listen, clown man, you're on the ceiling. I can't play with you. My cards would fall down. I wonder how that would work. If I pick up something that he dropped, does it suddenly follow my gravity? That's a pretty good card shuffle sound, actually. I wish I could shuffle cards, but I don't have the manual dexterity or the know-how. Wah, wah. Capellia. Oh, look at those whipper-snapping punches. I'm such a whippersnapper. They must be the same enemy, because I think they all register on the top screen. Because if you hit Capellia, she probably still has her name. Which means they are the exact same enemy. They're just... they have a different y-axis definition or a different gravity. You see, the fun thing about DirectX is you can specify what up actually is. You can say, for this camera, this is up. And that's fucking hilarious. But that's only the camera, it's not like the world or anything. But hey, it's still an interesting little thing. I think it does that for like, I think it does that for like angle definition so that it knows where to put the X for X size and Y size for the picture. Although I think Z size is more commonly used when you're talking about three-dimensional space. Although it is a two-dimensional picture, you're talking about the camera, so Y is up and